Manchester United's goalkeeping drama. Emi Martínez interested in signing for Manchester United. Onana don't want to go nowhere. But Emi Martínez and Jorge Mendes, they're kicking up dust. He has a contract on Aston Villa through 2028 with a year extension through 2029. Apparently he's on $150K a week, but he has higher ambitions. Manchester United's one of them. Aston Villa signed. He's getting good money at Villa. He has a long-term contract. For some reason, he wants out. Mendes and his team are kicking up dust in that direction. Apparently, Manchester United is a club that he wants and can play for. Obviously, it's a big club. Maybe he's angling for higher wages. What do you think about Emi Martínez, Manchester United?
This is a strange one. There's been a lot of smoke, but I think a lot of it's most likely coming from his camp, positioning for a move, whether he wants to play for a really, really big club before he sees out his career. He's already, he's at 32 years old, so that's not old for a goalkeeper, but, he's probably got five years left at the top level, if that. That's probably best case scenario, maybe 4. So he wants to move on. Maybe he wants more money. There's a reason. Maybe he's angling to get more money from Villa, but it's been hot, and it's also the numbers they've been talking about have been like, are you crazy? Like 40 million pounds? The idea of paying 40 million pounds for Emi Martínez would be insane. I like personality parts of him. I think he's got a big personality. I don't think he would shy away from wearing the badge at Manchester United. I think he'd be a leader from the back. He'd be less fucking shaky as Onana. He's very good at claiming the ball, but I don't think he's an elite goalkeeper. I don't think he is like one of the best of the best. And that money for his age is like one of the best of the best, because if you're spending $40 million for a 32-year-old goalkeeper, that's a lot. That's a lot of money to put behind a signing. So I would have concerns there. But at the same time, I haven't seen anyone from the United camp, like the Loris, anyone kind of backing this other than from their side. But I would certainly take him, but for like 18 million pounds, 20 million pounds, something cheap, because he is a personality.
But he has a long-term deal with Villa, so it's probably not going to be done for cheap. For me, I think the rumor was 45 to 40 million pounds. I like that value.
Really?
Like 100%, yes. Because I would say if you were to pay for a proven, he's a World Cup winner, let's put it that way. He's a proven EPL goalie. We went through his stats. He's a solid goalkeeper. He's the third best save percentage in the Premier League season. He's unbelievable and lights out at penalties, one of the best penalty stoppers in the league. You need to stop the bleeding. This is a stop the bleeding signing. André Onana, you cannot be a serious football club. Like, a goalie needs to be like rock steady at the back. Like, he has to add value, like take away goals like that. Like, Onana lets goals in. You needed De Gea, who can take away goals. He, at the end of his career, he let them in. He had to go, right? I feel like a Van der Sar, he's always going to be stopping more goals. And Emi Martínez could add that to you, as well as give you some more confidence out the back. Now, the thing about Emi Martínez, he doesn't really play out the back that well, right? Onana, he does better than Onana in the league, but it's not his strength. And if you're playing an Amorim system, you need someone who's really good on the ball. So for me, this is more of he can do it under pressure. He won the World Cup. He's done it at Villa. He's EPL proven. 40 million, you solve the goalkeeping problem. Like Liverpool, invested 100-something million to solve their goalkeeping problem. I felt like they did it faster than United. We're just like, you cannot have Onana back at Manchester United. So if it's this guy, fine, then sign someone else. Manchester United should always have 3 great goalkeepers.
At least 2 great ones. And we don't
like Tom Heaton, having him be the third goalie is like, it makes no sense why you keep signing that guy to a deal. It's like the third goalkeeper should actually be good. It should be viable as number 1.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be some over-the-hill guy who's just locker room vibes FC. We should have it a lights out number 1, a number 2 who's the cup keeper who's knocking on the door, who ain't buying deer, by the way, and you should have a third young prospect coming up in the game. United should be stacked at goalie. Anytime United were good, we always had good goalies. The fact that we're going with Onana and Chops and buying deer and none of them are good, it's crazy. So like, this has to happen, and 40 million is not the best option, but it's a viable option. And right now we have to stop the bleeding at the goalkeeping position. We need somebody to do it.
No, it's the only position where you can't be shaky, right? Because you have a shaky striker. We've seen that with Hoyle. You're striking any other position, but goalie, there's so much dependencies on just shoring up shop from the back of the pitch. So I could go either way, but the thing is, at the end of the day, it's like, you talked about United being elite. We always had great goalkeepers. We always had great strikers, and we have like so many priorities to fit. I feel like they did a really good job in some departments, shoring up certain parts of the defense. We bought all these center backs over the last 12 months, over the January and over the previous summer, right? They brought 3 new in. They brought a bunch of fullbacks in as well. We need to like now look at the striker and figure out what's going to go on the goalkeeper. So Martinez, one to watch. Either way, United need to move out Onana and bring somebody else in.